I'm delighted to be here with you today to be celebrating IPC's 20th anniversary. This year marked a major milestone where the UN Secretary General himself said the IPC was the global gold standard upon which we understand food security situations in the world. But from my perspective, that was never meant to be the case. So let me share with you a little bit about how that happened. Way back in 2003, we had an issue in Somalia where we had to compare two places. What was more severe in terms of food security analysis? And we didn't have a really good way of communicating that to decision makers so that they could understand the analysis and be a part of the analysis. And I realized that was a problem. So I went home one night and I started to scratch together a simple 5-scale system whereby all different pieces of evidence could be incorporated into this scale. That's the integrated nature of the IPC. And complex information could be communicated in a simple way for decision makers to act. That was the very beginning of the IPC. That was in 2003. In 2004, we actually started using it regularly. We combined it with mapping protocols and with analysis protocols to further standardize the way we're doing things, and protocols for building technical consensus as well. And then, because of the success of the IPC, not just in Somalia, around 2005, there was a Horn of Africa drought that cross-cutted Ethiopia, Somalia, and Kenya. And senior decision makers asked me, well, if you could do the IPC in Somalia, could you not do the same comparative analysis to be able to compare over space and time different food security situations regardless of their causes, regardless of the context, or regardless of the duration of the crisis? And I said, well, we probably could. So that's when we first pulled together research or analysts from Ethiopia, Kenya, and Somalia. We taught them what how the IPC works, and we did the first regional analysis where we had comparative results. So a IPC phase 4 in Ethiopia in one place would be comparable to a phase 4 in Kenya and a phase 4 in Somalia. That was a major stepping stone for the IPC. We released IPC version 1 of the manual around that same time, I believe in 2006. And then we caught the eye of a wider group of people. This would be people from the World Food Program, people from CARE, from Save the Children, from FuseNet, from the European JRC, and of course from FAO. And governments around the world started asking, well, hey, if this works for Horn of Africa, could we not use this in Latin America, in Southern Africa, in Asia, in the Middle East? And the answer started to emerge, yes, we can. But we have to start to form a global partnership to govern it, and we have to start to resolve some technical issues to make sure that the IPC isn't specific to Somalia's food security situation, that it's generic. And thus began the global partnership. And in 2010, that global partnership got formalized. We created the Global Support Unit, which was based at FAO, of which I was the Global Program Manager. And we convened technical experts from all of our partner agencies for an intensive workshop to resolve any outstanding technical issues. An IPC version 2 manual was created, relaunched in 2012, which ensured the IPC was applicable throughout different parts of the world, but also could be accepted by all the different stakeholders, partner agencies, from NGOs, from UNs, from governments around the world. And then an IPC version 3 of the manual was launched in 2019, and to this day, we're still doing innovations on the IPC. We've accomplished amazing things together. The global partnership is now expanded to 19 different entities. We have 3 scales now, not just an acute food insecurity scale, but a chronic classification scale and an acute malnutrition classification scale. The IPC informs over $6 billion of humanitarian financing every year that affects tens of millions of people's lives. We have a community of thousands of people who are taking IPC certification courses, and the IPC regularly features, if is not the backbone of seminal reports like the Global Report on Food Crisis and the Humanitarian Needs Overview and other important global reports. The IPC continues to evolve. It was never meant to be a stagnant entity, and I'm super excited that the global program today is committed to innovating the IPC, not just to make sure that we incorporate advanced technologies, which I'm super excited that we're doing right now, like AI and other things, to keep it at the cutting edge, but also to make sure the IPC evolves with conceptual ideas in the food security world as it evolves. So the IPC is on an amazing journey. Here we're 20 years into it, and we're just getting started, I feel. And I want to say thank you to all the thousands of people along the way who have made the IPC possible. And I want to say thank you to all the practitioners of the IPC around the world who are committed to using this to make sure that we achieve our collective goal, and that is to end hunger in the world. And we feel the IPC plays an important role in doing that. Thank you.